Hello, I'm Ken Moody, and today we're going to talk about three things every realtor should have. Let's get going. First thing, every real estate agent should have their own brand. And you may think, well, they do because they're with the brokerage. Let's just stop right there. The thing is, an agent needs their own brand. Yes, they're going to be with the brokerage. But what happens is over time, agents leave brokerages or brokerages come and go. They get sold, they go out of business. There's a lot of things that can happen with the brokerage. So if you brand yourself as part of that brokerage, you are basically setting yourself up for liability. So that's one key thing you need is your own brand. It's okay to co-brand a little bit, meaning agents brand with so-and-so brokerage. But even that I would keep to a minimum. You definitely want to brand yourself so that if you ever need to part ways or if you want to start your own brokerage, you can. So that brings us right into the second key thing you need, and that is your own domain. This is probably going to make a lot of brokers mad because I know a lot of them that do this, but what is kind of common is they'll buy your domain name. They'll offer domain name for free as part of your package of being with the brokerage. The reason they do that is the second you quit or leave, they redirect that to their domain because it's theirs. They own it. They basically own everything you do that's tied with that domain name if they own the domain name. So definitely have your own domain name and try not to co-brand it. In other words, don't say, agent Smith so-and-so brokerage.com. We don't want that. We don't like to see that as a marketing firm. It's like, my gosh, that shows big flags because we know the second that you have a problem with that brokerage or you grow out of it or they go out of business, now you're redirecting. Oh, actually, you can't. You can't redirect the domain because you won't have access to it. So you lose all the marketing that you've done towards that domain. So make sure you have your own. Now, if the agency forces you to use a subdomain or something of theirs, always use yours and just redirect it to theirs. That way, in your business cards, your print work, social media, always has your own personal owned domain, and then that can redirect to an brokerage one if you have to. So that brings us to the third point, the third key, and that's your own website. If you have your own website with, say, an IDX feed and your own brand, of course, it has to be branded to the brokerage because that's part of the rules. But if you have your own website, every bit of marketing that you do towards that, you keep. If you move to another company, another brokerage, you basically change the logo and rock on, other than maybe a little bit of paperwork to switch the feed to the new broker. But very, very simple stuff to do. You don't lose any traction of your growing period as being with that company. So you definitely need that. The other key element about having that website is the leads. You can direct the leads to you, not necessarily to the company, to the brokerage. Because what happens is a lot of these brokerages have these lead management systems and you have to respond in a certain amount of time. And they basically own the leads. Even though you're sending them there, they own them. If you move on, you lose all your leads, you lose all your contacts that are in that system. So you really need your own. So those are the three things I recommend every real estate agent have: their own brand, their own domain name, and their own website. Thank you so much. Have a good day.